quick review of First To Fight Kfz 69, which apparently is what was used, at least officially, for towing 37mm anti-tank guns. Like the Kfz 81, it's wheeled, so it's slightly more parts than I'm comfortable with. I mean, it's not massively complicated, but you know, in the armour fast ones, it's like, you know, whatever it is, six parts for a tank. Or the Plastic Soldier Company is, I think it's a bit more than that. It's similar though. It's a little driver there. So, and can't see the decal sheet. Maybe I've dropped it somewhere. Yeah. So you know, it'll probably be okay, but I'm not a particularly confident modeler. So it may be too many parts, but you know, previous ones were nice kits, so we shall see. I'll put it together and see what it's like. So part 2 of the Kfz 69. Previously overstated how many parts there were. It's not actually that bad. It's thinking too much of the Caesar miniature ones. So yeah, so primed, you got, you know, the base, which is just one part, and a few wheels. This is a big difference between the these First To Fight ones and the Caesar miniature ones, because in the Caesar miniatures that whole bottom part was like a lot more parts. So there's that, and then you've got the body, which is very weird. It's just lots of what look like ammo crates and seats. Don't know if that is to see. Probably not. So there's no kind of like sides to the truck. It's just loads of ammo boxes, and it looks like the back is open to the wind. Front part. So a lot of it is similar or identical to the Kfz 81. You know, that bit is identical, and the front is identical. These guys got you know, some seats in between the ammo boxes. So blah blah blah, not too complicated. So I just primed it, but it's definitely slightly weird. There's this part and a spare wheel, which apparently goes on the back somewhere. Not sure where. But yeah, so far so good. Doesn't have the doesn't have a top part. Doesn't have the what do you call it? Thing that's on the other one to hide. Yeah, so I like having the top on, because then you can hide the fact that you haven't got all the crew in there, all the little sitting figures on the seats. Well, I guess I can live with that. Yeah, so yeah, the number of parts is no big deal at all really. That was just me being paranoid after the Caesar miniature one. So it's all very good. I'll paint up the wheels before I glue it together. It'll be easier to get the wheels and glue it together and see if the front sits a bit better than on the previous one. It should go, you know, like that, like that. So, you know, nice dinky little thing. So pretty good so far. Kfz 69. Alright, final result, the Kfz 69 from First To Fight. See, it doesn't have the top. I mean, I'm not a very good painter or modeler or anything, so you know, bear that in mind. But but this is the actual, you know, the shape of things, how it ends up looking. It doesn't have the top cover. You know, one of these doesn't have that, and it's got this very odd internal shape, which is basically just, you know, some back-to-back seats surrounded by ammo, what looks like ammo boxes. No actual framework to the vehicle itself, but you know, I imagine it's accurate enough. I mean, it's nice enough. I mean, you know, I wanted to get one. Not disappointed. You know, again, it's for towing an anti-aircraft gun, an anti-tank gun rather. You know, does the job. I mean, then because it's got you know, a random truck really, but I wanted to get the accurate ones just for the sake of it. So First To Fight Kfz 69. Yeah, it's not very nice. It's got a lot of parts that were similar to the Kfz 81. Just the internals are different. So the 81, it did come with a cover. But you know, I did something wrong, so it didn't fit. But yes, that's got the benches on the inside and some kind of, you know, various containers along the edges. So they're kind of lateral covers, whereas this one, it's they're, you know, I don't know what the word is. They cross over in the middle, whereas this goes along the sides. I think the front bit and the chassis and the underneath bit were the same on the two models, and I think, you know, by the angle, I messed up putting those front two parts on, because that's, you know, that's supposed to fit with this, but it doesn't. It doesn't quite fit right, but it's okay. There's no harm in leaving it like that. I've just if you're a stickler for details, you'd probably want to, you know, put the crew in if it's supposed to be a tow. What's the other one? 70. Yeah, so that's the one that's supposed to be doing the anti-aircraft gun. And then the third one was the Caesar one. Oops. Which also be a tow. So in terms of, you know, the Caesar one was good, but, you know, a little bit too complicated a model for me. But, you know, as you can see, the end result, it's pretty good. Kfz 81 from First To Fight. That was good too. I, you know, messed up the model a little bit. I'm not a very good modeler, as you could probably have guessed. And this last one is the Kfz 69 from First To Fight. Yeah, they're all nice little models. The Caesar one is a bit out of my range in terms of the number of parts. The First To Fight ones are within range. Though you know, I do have the ability to mess those up as well, even though they're quite simple. So long term, you know, when I get around to doing the, you know, allied stuff, I'm probably I'm tempted to sort of do most of it with the resin kits, because I'm not a very good modeler. But I think these are good kits, and you know, they're interesting as well. In that, you know, the different shapes, and you imagine what the different you know, the different equipment on them all. If I was a modeler and doing dioramas and such, I'd be very keen on these First To Fight kits. From a wargaming point of view, I mean, they're not too complicated at all, but yeah, it's just a question of whether you want to spend the time doing the model versus just getting a resin thing where it's just two parts, or the tanks are two parts. I'm not actually. I assume most of these, you know, sort of non-fighting vehicles are just one part in their metal or resin or whatever. But yeah, I think these are quite good, these First To Fight kits. Yeah, that's about it really. What more to say? Now, if you like modelling, then the First To Fight is good, and even the Caesar one is good as well if you like modelling. If you're on the edge between wargaming and modelling, then the First To Fight are worth looking at. The Caesar one is probably a bit too complicated if you're not a modeller. It's good if you're a modeller though, but not so much if you're not. Yeah, so that's it actually. Thumbs up on the First To Fight, particularly if you like early war stuff, because they've got a lot of the early war stuff, which you might not be able to find elsewhere. What else is there? Yeah, I've got a couple more to do, but these are fairly straightforward ones. The armoured cars, they're more like the tanks. There's only like a dozen or so pieces, so I don't know if I'll review them. So my general review is First To Fight is good, and well, the Caesar miniature ones are good if you're a modeller, and the First To Fight ones are good if you're a wargamer. Right, if you're on the edge between wargaming and modelling. Yep, so I think that's it. Toodle pip.